Hey everybody, Sean Henderson here, the Beer Ramble, back home in Mobile, Alabama. Spent a good couple of days up in New Jersey with the family. Came back late today, so figured, hey, why not a beer review? So today we're looking at Super Dry, Asahi Super Dry, Japanese rice lager. This beer was introduced in 1987, but actually the brewery was started in 18. Last year, right there. The brewery started in 1889 in Osaka, Japan, Tokyo, Japan. Okay, well, not great scores on Great Beer or Beer Advocate, but this is my first time trying this beer. Oh, by the way, you don't hear the noise anymore of the fire alarm or the smoke detector. The smoke detector. I know a lot of people commented on it when I did the La Bette Ice review and the Prestige beer review. And again, folks, my bad about that, but you know, some of these wires in there. I was trying to figure out how do I take this crap off the battery, and it looked, you know, anyway, didn't want to bother that. But anyway, back to the beer. Here's what the beer looks like. Nice color right here on the side. A little lacing on top. Bought this 25-ounce can, a pint can, I should say. I paid more than what I needed, but I guess it is what it is. I paid about $2.25 for this pint can. Looks like a 25-ounce can. I guess it's a pint. Tall boy. Because I think I did about every beer. Every place I went and looked, I saw Labatt Ice. I found I couldn't find Molson Ice, and I didn't want to be driving all around, around Newark and just searching, like a beer maniac. Hey, where can I get this beer? Where can I get this beer? And besides, I just want to spend some time with the family. But anyway, I saw this and I said, okay, I haven't tried this yet, so why not? I was pronouncing it Asahi, but Asahi. Let's pronounce it. Pardon the pun on that. Definitely has some delicious smell, some breadiness into this beer smell. This company has been under a lot of ownership. Different here have bought out different companies that were part of SAB Miller. They had a distributorship with Anheuser-Busch and InBev, and then when AB InBev bought SAB Miller out, they sold off a lot of their shares, and Asahi bought some other beers as well. So their hands in just about everything, folks. Smells nice, folks. I don't know what this is the most popular beer in Japan, but this beer came out in 1987. Asahi Super Dry. Mm, got some food. Nice, clean, refreshing. So the popularity of dry beers. Remember, the first one that came to mind, Bud Dry. YXY, Bud Dry. That their slogan. This is one of their best-selling brands, the Super Dry. It doesn't have very many malt flavors to this beer at all. It's, I mean, it's quite good. I mean, again, you don't hear any. There's no malts. There's no very little hops in this. Maybe some wheat, but outside of that, it just is. It's a good brew. I mean, nothing flashy about it. Kind of reminiscent of, they say, of some of the beers that Germany would make, or the folks northern part of the country would make these styles of beers, and a lot of their influence for these beers were made in Tokyo all came from German influence, or whatnot. And everyone says, history, where does the first traces of beers come from? Some say it's Japan, some say Germany. Um, some of the influence were entered here into the United States, but I think it's all to me. I think all German influence, Belgian influences in terms of style, laws that were followed, brewing process. So each has all brought something, to the table to this. Um, all the influences traced to Germany, in my opinion. Yeah, this became popular in Japan, and of course the whole rise of dry beers, and of course Anheuser-Busch saw that and figured they can do something similar again with Bud Dry when they introduced that. But obviously now that's no longer, that beer is no longer in existence any longer, which is a shame. And I would have loved to have tried it, but I was just a wee little boy and I could not drink any beer. And I started drinking beer at 16, uh, sneaking my dad's Heineken. Hey, bro, come here, get some Heineken. So I mean, it's not bad, folks. I mean, it's 5%. I mean, it's not. I'm not woozy in this at all. Actually, this is. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is just popular, but again, never really. First time trying the dry. I mean, again, good beer. Never tried dry beer before, or super dry. Yeah, I guess this is what beers were back in the day. Um, um, again, Asahi have also some different lagers. They have the gold. They have the stout. As I mentioned, the super dry, the Asahi Prime Time German Pilsner style lager, only available in Japan. Um, Asahi Gold, which was introduced in 1957. I didn't see that, but I would say that the Super Dry has been has been their best selling brand. Again, the company has had different ownership here and there. Um, those that distribute their beers, I think that Molson has a hand in this as well in terms of imported. Um, mm, some of them is brewed at their plant up in Toronto, Canada, at the Molson brewery. Uh, and so I mentioned about the ownership. Has since become part of the Farces Group. Later sold to SAB Miller. Asahi acquired a couple other breweries, and also they acquired Qingdao from Anheuser-Busch. Then when the whole AB Anheuser-Busch InBev merger with SAB Miller happened, they had to sell off a lot of their assets, and in order for the company, um, there's the demands of the regulatory, just kind of, hey, you can't be a big major conglomerate, owning these different beers, so which makes some sense. Um, so now they're still based in Tokyo. They also do some soft drinks, bottled water and things like that. But their big seller is their beer. And Japanese love their beer significantly. Also, I think Grolsch has a hand in it as well. They're part of that. Grolsch and Brewery. So it's part of the same ownership group. Um, they're not part of SAB Miller. They're not part of Anheuser-Busch InBev. They have their own holdings, but Ashi also has some hands in a couple other beers as well. Pilsner Urquell, I saw. As I mentioned, Qingdao, also Urus, and Thai. If I'm pronouncing it, forgive me if you can just tell me on Facebook I'm doing it wrong. Taiski. So whatever. Um, yeah, I saw this and I said I had to go ahead and buy it. And then all the beers I had bought, I did plenty of reviews of, up there. I bought ice, this and that. I said let me get something different. So of course a lot of bad ice I did in Prestige, and now I'm doing this. Um, won't go on. Good beer. I don't know why Rate Beer scores it the way it does. Same with Beer Advocate, but I think it's a very enjoyable lager and nothing off about it to me. So I know when I'm tasting shit. I mean, bad beers. I know when I'm tasting good stuff, and this is a good beer. First time having this, so all right. Not on no big on. Never had this style, and I'll say okay. So I guess I give it an okay score. So that would be a 7.5. That seems fair for